Hello chat, welcome to today's stream. We're originally gonna do so in our stream, but I had to deal with my health insurance today, pretty much all day, trying to go through several I went through several departments before I can finally get everything settled. And apparently, basically what happened was I happened to still be on my mom's insurance, and basically I had to resort to contacting my mom works at my mom's work HR, and basically I have to like get this notice letter of coverage to send them in order for me to be removed from my mom's insurance plan, and then they can send the letter, the termination of coverage, for me to send to my insurance, so they don't like cancel my health care plan later this month. So hopefully it's within like a week or so I'll be able to get everything settled and just keep my insurance, because holy hell, insurance in America is fucking awful. Not awful, but it's a fucking headache. And everyone in the insurance industry is fucking asshole. Hi, who joined? Hi, Emma Weed 25. Hi, Emma Weed 25. Hi, Emma. Hi, welcome. How are you doing today? My name is Rain Wiz. I'm a variety streamer. I stream lots of video games, chat, as well as I draw art. I do coding, and hopefully sooner or later I'll be doing 3D modeling for everyone here. Welcome, Emma. And make yourself at home here. And welcome to the Blitzy Club. Or I should say, welcome to the Blitzy family. Anywho, how are you doing today? How are you doing? Hopefully you're doing well. Also, you basically caught me at the start of the stream, and I was just discussing how health insurance is just basically being a bitch to me, and I got a notice of termination, but it's gonna be ending like at the end of this month. So I scrambled to get everything, all the paperwork and whatnot, and figure out what's going on. So apparently, basically, put in short, apparently I was still on my mom's health insurance. So I contacted my mom's my mom's HR and said, hey, I moved out of state. Can you please remove me from this healthcare plan? They're like, okay, we just need a formal letter of coverage, so we can officially review. Like, fucking hell. And then because my health insurance, my current one that I'm using, needs a letter of a termination of coverage letter, a formal termination of coverage letter from my mom's HR to reverse the termination of coverage for my health insurance. It's a fucking mess and a half. I don't understand. I don't understand. It's fucking mess and a half. Anywho, we're just gonna be watching YouTube. Originally, I was gonna do an art stream, but like because of everything that happened today, I'm just exhausted. So yeah.
All stamps on Wii Sports Resort is my final objective. There are 100 of them. I don't have nearly close to 100. I don't even know how many I have at this point. I don't care. All I know is that I'm going after this final table tennis stamp. Table tennis match stamp. There's also stamps in return challenge. I don't know if I've gotten all those or not yet. I think I've tried to go for them, but I don't know if I got them. All I do remember for sure at this point is I died at Yoshi the last time I was playing this. Yoshi is the me you play before getting to Lucia. And the lore behind Yoshi is that Yoshi used to be the master ping-ponger on the island. She is the coach, so to say. Lucia is her sensei, but now Lucia is better than her, but you still have to play Yoshi before getting to Lucia. Now it's time to play Yoshi. Not a great start to be flopping. What, dude? Ah, jeez, Louise.
That was a good one. That was actually a good one.
I don't like Yoshi, man. I feel
Yoshi.
Like part of the frustrations I have with it is the fact that she's not even the boss. She's not who I'm going for, and yet I'm stuck at her.
I mean, you should say he's stuck in her.
Nice hit, dude. You really got her good on that one. Really? Yeah, you're just that good. Even though you're freaking 100, you're that good, eh? Freaking anyone can do anything, ass fucking grandma.
Lol.
Yeah, you're not getting that one.
I love watching Professor. He's.
Yeah, somehow her hitting floppy ones turns into me getting floppied.
Floppy dude.
What? That would have been my point. Yeah, of course. No bounce. Can't hit that. How in the world is that not just the easiest point of my life? Yep, and then instead the shoe goes on the other foot somehow. I'm fighting for my life to get 1 point against Yoshi.
Nice.
One! At one point, I was up like 5-1 on her. I think one of the first games I even played against her, I was up huge. And she scored 7 straight points to win or whatever.
Lol. Come on, you do it.
Pause. I'm getting her in the corner really well right now.
Hey, yo.
Now I'm not. I debated going to my other hand too. And I didn't. That was a ping-ponger's shot there. How I put that over there.
Nice.
Oh boy. Right through her head. Those are the absolute worst. I can't even. Yeah. Sometimes this game, legitimately, I think makes it impossible. I don't even know how do I even get that much curve out of it? How in the butt fuck? Okay. I'm winning. This is match point, by the way. Oh man, I thought. I swung it. How? Why did you not hit that, dude? Why did you do a barrel roll and not use your freaking paddle to hit the ball?
Barrel roll.
I don't even have a chance. It's not even that intense, and the game doesn't even give me a chance.
6-5 for the win.
Oh my God, man! I actually had her on her heels there too, and this is bad. Wait, no, it's not. It's good. It's good. Oh, don't say anything. I'm not gonna say it if you're not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it
Lose.
if you're not gonna say it. That's how it ends.
Nice.
Really? Of all the shit you hit that, and that's how I win.
Lol.
Now I feel like I was just playing an idiot. Well, this should be it. This should be Lucia, I would imagine. Yep, there it is. Bring in the freaking guitar.
Yeah.
Bring in my lube. Bring in a 10-inch ribbed. Strap on Lucia. I don't know, though. I have a feeling I'm going to do better.
Ooh. Oh, this feels like it's playing in slow-mo. Professor can do this.
No, yeah.
Oof,
I let you have
big
that one. I was
first.
just toying with you, Lucia. Don't worry.
Toying with her? Hey, yo.
Okay, no. That's not allowed. That's those type of returns are not allowed.
You're not allowed.
That does not count.
Yes, it does.
Oh my gosh.
All right. All right. How the fuck?
Yeah, of course. Of course. And then you do that. No, that does not count.
That
Those
does count.
returns do not count. Yeah, nice one, dude.
Lol.
Work yourself all the way over. Yeah.
I was just almost
Bet you
30
didn't see
minutes.
that one coming. Who's the chicken though?
Coming, Ayo.
Pink.
Sorry.
To the right, who has
Okay,
shocked
Twitch,
eyes.
please don't ban me.
I've
Please don't
never
ban
seen
me.
her before.
Just making a joke. Just making a joke, I promise.
What am I supposed to do? I think she has a different set of rules where she can just obliterate the ball out of nowhere to make it impossible to return.
He's really making embarrass himself in front of Abby. Oh.
Yeah, how do you smoky ball?
Oh.
0-1.
I'm not restarting.
I wonder.
I was actually pressing If you return it like that one more time, bitch, I am gonna come across that fucking table and yeah!
Yeah, you come across the table and you yeah.
A freaking chess. There's no way. There's no way that you can win. Otherwise, you're gonna get killed.
Ooh.
Yep. And when I
All
want
right.
to switch hands to hit the ball, that's when me switching hands gets registered as me hitting the ball. Okay, makes perfect sense. Just always do the wrong thing. Always assume the wrong thing. That's exactly what I want. Especially against Lucia, who is the most game-breaking character I've ever seen in my life. And watch what happens here. Oh wow. And 𝙂𝙚𝙣𝙚 doesn't even try to go for like the behind the table where we're gonna be. He goes into the corner of the table.
Oh.
That's very smart, 𝙂𝙚𝙣𝙚.
Very smart. Mm-hmm. You can just there we go.
Yep, of course. The net. The net. The net.
The net. Back. Itch. There you go.
Nothing even special about it. 𝙂𝙚𝙣𝙚 just gets himself so out of position and gives zero effort to get back. Dude, I fucking hate you.
Well, itchy.
No. I can't deal with this shit today. That's ridiculous. What a fucking crock of crap.
Wall. There you go. Fuck. Back. So. Most painful zookeeper. Eesh. Oh. That'll be funny. Everyone's invisible. Okay then. Let's watch this. Fuck. Okay. Alright, chat. Oh, come on. Will this load? Will this load, chat? Yes or no? Yes or no? Will this load? No. Okay. Okay.
The crush incident. It was supposed to be the trip of a lifetime. A married couple from New Jersey traveled to Zambia for a safari. It was a chance to see the wild up close, to experience Africa's rivers and its wildlife in their most natural form. But unfortunately, nature has no script. And in an instant, paradise turned into pure horror. The couple joined a group boat traveling down the Zambezi River. The water looked calm, and the banks were filled with life by the singing of birds. Buffaloes, waterbucks, and eagles were just some of the absolutely
someone
gorgeous
dropped the
animals
phone,
they were able to
or
see. Then, without warning, the boat was struck. By what, you ask? Well, they didn't know, but it was something that rammed the boat so powerfully that its impact capsized the vessel. All of the tourists were thrown out of the boat into the water in pure confusion. Then that's when they saw it. An 8,800-pound hippo, one of the deadliest animals in Africa, sat there in the water, glaring menacingly at each tourist. But it wasn't just sitting and doing nothing. As it arose out of the water, it revealed that it was carrying the man's wife in its mouth. Amidst all the chaos of the boat
what the
tipping over,
fuck?
he didn't notice when she went missing. Her head and torso were trapped between the hippo's jaws, and she struggled to escape. But instantaneously, it snapped its mouth down, crushing her head and torso like it was nothing.
Jesus
Tourists
Christ.
broke out into a full-on frenzy to escape for their lives. Meanwhile, the hippo thrashed the woman's body carelessly in the water, leaving absolutely no chance of survival for the poor 70-year-old woman. The
Jesus
safari guide,
Christ.
to protect the people, also fled in a panic, despite being armed. Her husband survived and watched helplessly as his wife of decades was apart before his eyes. He escaped with his life, but back home, grief turned into anger. The man later filed a lawsuit against the safari tour operator, arguing that negligence and poor safety measures left his wife vulnerable in one of the most dangerous waterways on Earth. But lawsuits don't bring closure. They don't erase the image of the river, the overturned boat, or the hippo that ended it all. It's important that tour operators prioritize safety. Choosing thrill over precaution puts lives at unnecessary risk and causes irreparable damage. When companies like these fail to respect nature's boundaries and defend the human lives they swore to protect, it's important that they're held accountable. Bears versus bears. The Belgrade Zoo was never meant to be a crime scene, but during the city's annual festival, the line between celebration and catastrophe vanished. A 23-year-old drinking one too many beverages would begin enjoying himself a little too much at the festival. As he walked around the zoo, intoxicated, he would stumble across a bear enclosure. The man would look left and look right and see that nobody was watching. For him, he was set on making his festival a whole lot more awesome. He decided to climb into the bear exhibit and to act like a hooligan for a bit. As he finished his shenanigans and got ready to leave the enclosure, Masha and Misha, two massive brown bears, approached him. You could probably already guess what happened to the man at this point, but to tell you anyways, one of the bears swiped at his face with a force so powerful that it obliterated it. The man panicked, but without a second to waste, the bears quickly attacked him. By the time zookeepers stumbled across the bear enclosure, they confusingly found the man's clothes laying neatly to one side. Upon further investigation, they were horrified when they found the two bears in their feeding corner devouring half of the man's body together.
Jesus Christ.
The staff tried to recover what was left of his body, but the bears fought viciously to protect their grim prize. After the incident, investigators pieced together what happened. Scattered inside the cage were beer cans, stones, bricks, and even discarded mobile phones. The conclusion was grimly obvious. The man likely had too much to drink and climbed into the enclosure during the festival. The zoo's director put it bluntly. It must be that, because only an idiot would jump into the bear cage. For the man, sadly his night of drinking ended not with but rather with fangs and claws. Drink or no drink, don't climb into cages.
Yeah, but that's fucking,
incident.
that sucks.
On
Yeah,
January
Wolfie.
14th,
Wolfie, hi. Hi, 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 hi.
2011, a 33-year-old elephant handler was going through routine training with 𝙂𝙚, a 26-year-old 8,000-pound African elephant.
Oh
The
no.
animal had been taught to respond to commands, to shift when directed, to
Yeah,
walk when
maybe.
told, which, honestly, giving an elephant commands like it's a little puppy dog is actually pretty cute. But the only difference between a puppy and a 4-ton elephant is, well, 4 tons. And
4
when you're
tons.
dealing with those 4 tons inside of a narrow stall full of steel bars, there is no room for error. After receiving a command, 𝙂𝙚 shifted her massive body backwards. But, inconveniently enough, the woman was suddenly pinned behind the elephant. The gargantuan animal pressed her into the metal bars of the enclosure, trapping her under several tons of force. What was a bit of a minor annoyance quickly transformed into panic when the woman realized that the elephant was still moving backwards. Her face pressed against the steel bars of the stall, and her body began getting crushed between the weight of the elephant and the building.
Oh
Another
shit.
handler showed up, and upon witnessing the situation, they quickly shouted commands desperately to get the elephant to move. The elephant finally obeyed, but not before flattening the girl against the metal bars. When the elephant walked forward, the woman's body fell to the ground, crushed, flattened, and broken. She was quickly rushed to the hospital, but unfortunately there wasn't much that doctors could do to save her.
Yeah.
Zoo officials later called it a tragic accident, saying 𝙂𝙚 was simply responding to her training. Experts like Jack Hanna explained it plainly. When something up to 4 tons pushes you against a wall inside tight quarters, you simply just don't have a chance. 39. On a warm sunny morning in 2005, what began as a peaceful visit to see an old family companion turned into one of the most nightmarish animal attacks ever recorded. A married couple were visiting Mo, a chimpanzee they had raised as part of their family for nearly 4 decades. Before this, Mo used to live in their suburban home where they would dress him up like he was a kid. But the chimpanzee would later on be taken to a wildlife sanctuary after being deemed unfit to live in a house amongst humans after he attacked a guest one day. Because of this, the married couple often visited him at the wildlife sanctuary, bringing him cakes and gifts to celebrate his birthdays. On Mo's 39th birthday, they would arrive at the sanctuary with some celebration treats as usual, not realizing that their visit would end in horror. Even though Mo had been labeled the dangerous chimp after the earlier attack that forced him out of his suburban home, shockingly, he wasn't the cause of this disaster. While the married couple were giving Mo his birthday treats, 2 other completely random chimpanzees escaped their enclosures, and as you would guess, These chimps were not friendly. They launched a frenzied attack on the man, mauling him with
Jesus
unimaginable
Christ.
savagery. An adult male chimp weighs about 100 to 130 pounds, but they're able to pull up to 1,200 pounds of weight with their muscular arms. And with that muscle, the chimps would rip off pieces of the man's skull, his eyes, his lips, his
my
eyelids,
God.
and 8 of his fingers. As if that wasn't bad enough, the chimps would continue the rampage by chewing off the man's nose and ripping off some of his balls. His hands and face were so badly damaged
Jesus
that they were later
Christ.
described as shredded beyond recognition. The wife, desperately trying to protect her husband, was also injured before sanctuary staff intervened and shot the 2 chimps. The sheer brutality of the attack shocked the world, but luckily, the man survived. Doctors said that it was a complete miracle, as his injuries were beyond
The
what
man
most humans
survived?
could endure. The incident became infamous, not just because of its horrificness, but because of the controversy it raised. If Mo hadn't been removed from the married couple's house, they wouldn't have needed to go to the wildlife exhibit to see their chimp.
Oh my fucking God. You know, I'm questioning the zoo's safety procedures because if since those chimps were escaped easily, that's negligence on the zoo's part. So the zoo should be charged with corporate negligence causing great bodily harm.
Which means they would have never been attacked. But at the same time, the attack they experienced showcased the unpredictability, dangerousness, and brutality of chimpanzees. And for them to have had one inside of their house while inviting guests over made some individuals turn their fixation to them instead. In regards to whoever's at fault, it's your opinion to make. But one thing is for sure, these are wild animals. Wild.
Yeah.
They can't be domesticated, nor can they be reasoned with. But as humans, we can still show them love and give them the respect and space they need to live out a full, healthy, and happy life without endangering any of the other lives around us. Respect nature and your neighbor, and the world goes round. Now, go and have a happy day.
Yay. Lol. Bunny bee bunny. Anyways, see here. What if Yoda Mace Windu and were the Sith instead of Palpatine and Dooku?
The story begins
that'll be
in the
interesting.
temple shortly after Qui-Gon's death. Grandmaster Yoda has put Yaddle in charge of sending the Jedi Council to Naboo, as he felt something he wanted to meditate on. Not long ago, Yoda felt a pulsing feeling in the Force that was radiating with darkness. It was not a feeling he was very familiar with, but Yoda had a feeling of what it could be. Over the last 50 years or so, Yoda has begun going further and further into the dark side than ever before. As Grandmaster, he could feel the tiniest spark of darkness emerging into the galaxy. At one point, a masked figure cut down an entire squad of Jedi, and then disappeared. Yoda knew the Sith were out there, but this knowledge did not bring him peace. Instead, it brought Yoda anxiety that he could no longer control. For around 800 years of Yoda's life, the light was everything to him. He grew up in an era of peace, and sure, there were pirate gangs or rogue Jedi once in a while, but the rise of the Sith, along with the fact that they simply were hiding, waiting, it had stressed Yoda out beyond what he could handle, at least being in charge of this many Jedi. So, at one point, Yoda decided that the best way to counter the dark side was by learning about it, and as one cannot defeat an enemy that they do not understand. And foolishly, Yoda thought he was strong and balanced enough to never have the darkness truly consume him. And on this day, as Yoda meditated in the dark, pulsing, feeling, he wondered if it was a Force explosion that occurs after a Sith dies. This should have given Yoda some comfort, but only made him more worried. If the Sith were turning on each other, then that meant they were beginning to make their moves. Yoda decided he needed to speak with someone about this, someone who was not fully in the light. So, Yoda set off to find Dooku. He knew that Dooku was on Coruscant in this moment, but when Yoda found him, Dooku was in the Jedi Temple hangar, flying off towards the industrial sector. Yoda had a bad feeling about this, so he followed, and before long, Yoda found himself in a hidden hangar, watching Dooku speak with a hooded man that he called Lord Sidious. The Sith didn't feel Yoda's presence, because Yoda was masking it in the dark side. Yoda overheard Dooku say that he's done everything asked of him, Sifo-Dyas, Kamino, the clones, and Sidious said that he will ask even more if Dooku is to become the true Sith apprentice. And as Yoda heard this, he felt the darkness that he allowed to become a part of him rising up. There was a sadness mixed with anger and hatred for what Dooku was doing. Dooku was Yoda's former apprentice. Yoda couldn't believe in this betrayal. And finally, after 50 years of learning the dark side and actually controlling it, the inevitable strings holding Yoda back would snap. Sidious and Dooku would feel Yoda before they saw him. His power was beyond anything they'd felt before. The Jedi Master flew right through the speeder that he was hiding behind. An explosion rippled from its center as the green-bladed warrior kicked Dooku square in the chest, swinging his blade across Sidious's face. It cut across Sidious's mouth, nose, and eye as he fell down, hood falling away. And as Yoda looked right at Palpatine, the man who just took over the Republic, it was only another push further into darkness.
Oh
Yoda now
no.
saw that he, as Grand Master, was too weak to see the truth. He let the Sith rise to power, but it was not too late to stop it. Sidious reached out to blast lightning, but Yoda caught it, firing it right back, using his dark power to combine Sidious's lightning with his own, blasting it into him, and Sidious flew back into the wall, scarred and deformed. Dooku slowly stood, igniting his blue saber, telling Yoda he can feel the darkness inside of him, and Dooku told Yoda they don't have to be enemies. Where they once were allies in the light, they can now be allies in the dark. But Yoda just saw a traitor, a man who could not be trusted, and Yoda flew forward. Dooku was too slow. Yoda cut off his hands.
Oh no.
Then reached out and lifted both Sidious and Dooku into the air with a forced choke. It all happened so quickly, and as their lives faded away,
Jesus
and took
Christ.
their final breaths,
Holy shit.
Yoda caught a glimpse of the future that he now desired. A future where corrupt politicians can never rise to power again. A future where he, the most powerful being in the galaxy, can use that power to ensure that the Sith of old never rise up again. Sidious and Dooku
Oh
died here, and
no.
as they fell to the floor, Yoda heard a gasp of shock coming from the doorway. He turned, blade ready, but he just saw Mace Windu. Mace stayed behind after the rest of the council went to the Naboo funeral. He was going to bring Yoda to Naboo personally, but he tracked Yoda here and got here in time to see Yoda finish the job. A voice in Yoda's mind told him to kill Windu, but Yoda closed his eyes, let this go, and breathed out, telling Mace that he's going to present him with a choice. Yoda knew Mace's greatest secret. Despite everything he might say, Mace does have an attachment. He's attached to the Republic, believing it is the only way for galactic peace, believing the Jedi must protect it. So, Yoda showed Mace that Palpatine rose to power as a Sith. The way of the Jedi has gone stale. Something new must be born to protect the Republic. A new order, with Yoda and Mace as the master and the apprentice. Only in the dark can they ensure that the Republic does not fall, and Yoda told Mace there is no one in the galaxy that he trusts more. Mace would think it over. He would see that Palpatine rose to power and turned Dooku, and he would kneel in front of Yoda, proclaiming his loyalty to Yoda's new teachings. Later that evening...
This kind of feels unrealistic. Knowing Mace, I guess Mace has not fallen in the light, not fallen in the dark. I guess he would be susceptible in a way, but like Yoda being a Sith, like it kind of just doesn't feel right, no. At the same time, I just don't know.
On Naboo, Yoda would land his Republic shuttle here for the funeral. He would look to the sky as the Chancellor's shuttle was descending with Mace Windu inside of it secretly. And once hidden by the nighttime shadows, Mace would sneak out of it, and explosives planted by Yoda and Windu would erupt. The Chancellor's shuttle exploded. The remains of his body would be planted inside of it. Panic would immediately ensue within the Republic, and so Windu and Yoda would use this to step into the main chair of the Senate, calling for a galactic emergency. The Federation taking over Naboo, and the newly elected Chancellor being killed on his home world was chaotic, and so the two Jedi would convince the Senate to give them a key role in the investigations and help with searching for the next Chancellor. Yoda would convince the Senate that Valorum should step back in, as he has experience, and the Jedi will be his aides to help wherever needed. Although it was uninspiring, the galaxy would feel safe with a familiar face stepping back into the role of Chancellor. And in the past, Valorum was basically a shell of a Chancellor. He just did whatever his top donors wanted, without any regard to what was best. But now, without anyone knowing, he would be a puppet for the Sith, Yoda, and Windu. The two Jedi turned to the dark side would be manipulating Valorum with mind tricks to have him do whatever they wanted. And Yoda and Windu would use this newfound power to convince the galaxy that there were enemies to the Republic everywhere. whether it be greedy corporations like the Federation, rogue warriors like the mysterious Darth Maul, or pirate gangs that raided weak planets. Valorum would speak to the Senate and say that the galaxy sees the government, and that is because the Jedi have become complacent. So, Valorum would call upon the Jedi to become true protectors of the Republic. Senators, citizens, anyone under the Republic banner should not have to live in fear. And of course, this entire doctrine was secretly put into place by Yoda and Windu, using their mind tricks. In the Jedi Council, Masters 𝙂𝙚𝙣𝙚 and Evan Peel would say that this is wrong. The Jedi are not soldiers meant to be deployed. They are keepers of the peace. There is no war going on. They cannot just be sent out into the galaxy like this. But Yoda and Windu would say that, although they don't love this new order from the Chancellor, it is not permanent. Yoda just said that perhaps it's a good idea to have Jedi spread into the Republic and ensure that the Sith and anyone else who tries to bring down the Republic are dealt with. And so, the next few years would see the Jedi shifting from being Senate lapdogs to being a surveillance network across the galaxy. Jedi were dispatched to every system, watching, reporting, enforcing their balance. They no longer served the Republic because they were the Republic, and Mace Windu was forging the Jedi into a disciplined army. The evolved Jedi soldiers were wearing armor beneath their robes. They operated with freedom to act as they deemed necessary. He justified it as a measure to prevent war before it began. And yet behind every prevented war was a conflict that Yoda and Windu had quietly engineered. They would plant rumors of rebellion, incite trade disputes, unleash controlled skirmishes, and then they would just send Jedi forces to save the Republic from the very chaos they were creating. It was a scheme taken directly from the Sith playbook, and soon after defeating Palpatine and Dooku, Yoda dove into how the Sith rose to power. He traced their corruption, and instead of eliminating it, he was using it. Each fallen Jedi was framed as a martyr for keeping this peace, and the more systems that joined the Republic, the greater Yoda's reach became, as the puppet master behind Valorum. In Council, some of the masters would notice changes in Yoda and Windu, but they just decided it had to be stress from this new Jedi way. After all, the thought of Yoda and Windu turning to the dark side was unfathomable. Mace and Yoda were quietly taking over the galaxy, and in the end, they wanted to ensure that the Jedi stood atop of a new empire, as only the Jedi worthy of this power would stand with them. They were being weeded out in these mini-wars. Another reason for creating the Jedi army was so Windu could see who truly had this potential, and one of the Jedi that truly caught his eye was young Anakin Skywalker. By this point, Anakin was 15 years old, and he was rather feisty. Obi-Wan was training him, and whenever Obi-Wan was sent on one of these peacekeeping missions as a soldier, he worked desperately to use his negotiating skills to keep peace, rather than using a lightsaber. But Anakin was different. He preferred to handle literally everything with a lightsaber, and in this reformed order that was becoming a galactic army, Anakin's dark side was embraced rather than hidden away. And one day, while training in the Jedi Temple, Mace Windu watched the boy struggle to take down opponents that were bigger and stronger than him. Mace decided to step in, telling the exhausted, smaller Anakin that not every fight will be won with sheer strength. Mace guided Anakin through a training session, helping teach Anakin the skills of finesse, learning to anticipate an opponent's moves before they happen. Mace told Anakin to let them believe they are winning, and in their overconfidence, he will find the moment, the shatter point, where the fight can actually turn. Mace gestured for Anakin to come at him unarmed, teaching the boy how to pivot off of a stronger opponent's force. And when Anakin finally brought Mace to a knee with a sweep of his leg, Mace smiled warmly. He saw a true future with Anakin. He would be an excellent enforcer for the new Sith when the time finally comes. But as time continued to pass, and the Jedi continued to act more as an army than as peacekeepers, a rift began to form in the Council a few years later. Across the galaxy, new conflicts erupted every week, seemingly out of nowhere, as if some invisible hand were creating them. Whether it was border skirmishes, corporate uprisings, civilian riots, they were all beginning without clear cause. Jedi Knights were being stretched thin across the stars. They were dying.
Yeah, that's not good. That's not good.
That didn't even want Republic presence. They came under the guise of peacekeeping, but more often than not, ended up fighting the people they were meant to be helping. Worlds began to whisper of a Jedi Empire, and many council members soon had enough. Plo Koon, Shaak Ti, Kit Fisto, 𝙂𝙚𝙣𝙚, and Evan Peel would gather in the temple living quarters, deciding it was time that they make a move. They'd seen too much. Plo had watched young Jedi return from the Outer Rim broken, minds hollow from the things they were forced to do in the name of peace. Shakti had recently had a force vision of darkness emerging from the heart of the temple. They all knew the same truth. It was not the Jedi way. Something was truly off with Yoda and Windu. In reality, Yoda and Windu had spent the last couple of years pushing the Jedi as far as they could go. They were waiting to see how far the Jedi would follow them before they break, because when they finally do break, Yoda and Windu can separate the strong from the weak and know who will be loyal to the cause of bringing this Jedi Empire to life. When the next council meeting came, the chamber was tense. One by one, Plo Koon, Kit Fisto, Opera-Rensis, Shakti, Evan Peel all stood up, telling Yoda and Windu they're being removed from their positions as Grandmaster and Council Master. They spoke of these unnatural wars sprouting on peaceful worlds, Jedi dying in conflicts they don't even understand, planets begging to be left alone, while Yoda's will extended the Republic's reach even further, all under the orders of Valorum, who rarely even appears in public anymore. Shakti added that the Jedi were losing themselves. Appo said the order was descending in a quiet fall to the dark. Mace slowly nodded, looking around the room, asking the rest of the council if they're in agreement with this. Yoda asked everyone who wants him and Windu to step down to please stand up, so they can take a true vote on the matter. 𝙂𝙚 stood up, so did 𝙂𝙚𝙤𝙚, 𝘂𝙚𝙣𝙚𝙪, Obi-Wan Kenobi, 𝑑𝑒𝑝𝑎 B'�Ｌ𝑎𝑏𝑎. Slowly but surely, every council Jedi was standing, making it clear to Yoda and Windu that it's time they step down. Mace and Yoda looked to each other, silently agreeing that they were foolish to think any of these Jedi would see their vision. The future lies in the younger generations, and they will be turned by Force. Jedi, like Anakin. So, Yoda and Windu stood up as well, but they did not agree to leave. Instead, their lightsabers would ignite. 𝘂𝙚𝙣𝙚 said so be it, and he moved in, but Yoda was already in the air, twisting mid-spin as his blade sliced through Mundy's long neck. The rest of the council sprung into action. Mace met
Oh
𝙂𝙚
no,
in the center
that's
of the
not
room.
good. That's not
Windu
good.
absorbed each strike, channeling the dark side. He ducked under swings from other Jedi as a burst of energy exploded from his palm. The impact shattered Tin's ribs, sending him crashing lifeless through the window. Obi-Wan and Fisto moved together for Yoda. Yoda swung for them as Fisto caught his first strike, but Yoda unleashed a force blast, tearing through these walls. Kenobi was thrown across the chamber,
trippy.
hitting the far column.
Okay,
Fisto
that one's
staggered
cool.
forward, trying to recover, but Yoda extended his claws and drained the life from him with a touch to the chest.
Don't believe that one.
𝑑𝑒𝑝𝑎 B'�Ｌ𝑎𝑏𝑎 rushed to her former master's side, pleading with Mace to stop this. Mace was in a saber lock with Aegon Kolar and Shakti as he met 𝑑𝑒𝑝�A's eyes. It was too late for him, so he pushed the two Jedi away and drove his saber through 𝑑𝑒𝑝�A's back. Across the chamber, Appo spun his tail around, wrapping Yoda in it. Yoda's eyes flared red with anger. He unleashed a burst of energy so strong that it burst Appo's tail as Yoda flew in and knocked him down. Evan Peel charged in from behind Yoda,
Okay, that's
flashing
cool.
up towards the Grand Master, but Mace intercepted with a quick strike, and Peel's head fell before he even realized that Mace saw him.
Ooh.
Shakti and Plo fought side by side, but Windu caught her wrist mid-swing, twisted, and sent a pulse of lightning through Shakti's arm. It blackened instantly, burning from within. She
Shit.
screamed in shock as Mace's blade pierced her heart. Within moments after the fight began, only Kenobi and Plo were remaining. Bodies were scattered. Mace and Yoda moved together, but Obi-Wan flipped over them, and Plo used the Force to throw Yoda out of the window. Mace recovered, engaging both of these Jedi, and from outside of the window, Yoda used a huge blast of lightning, firing it into the pillar holding up the council tower. The tower shook, and inside, Windu, Kenobi, and Plo all fell to the floor. The pillar buckled, the entire spire collapsed towards the temple roof. Windu, Plo, and Obi-Wan barely leapt out of the collapsing tower, landing on the burning rooftop of the temple as the tower debris crashed down into the temple. Masters, knights, and many other Jedi looked up. Obi-Wan and Plo were breathing heavily, telling Mace and Yoda it was over. The Jedi below see them for what they truly are. Mace looked down, and he regrettably told Kenobi that he is mistaken. He underestimates the power of the dark side, and the two Sith Lords would move in. Kenobi fought well, but Yoda cut through his leg as Mace sliced across his chest, and a strong kick sent Obi-Wan tumbling off the edge of the temple, falling forever to the Coruscant ground. Only Plo remained. His mask was cracked, and he told these Sith that they've won today, but in the end the light will emerge. Mace didn't say a word. His blade just stabbed right through Plo's chest, and they immediately dropped down into the temple, where hundreds of Jedi were looking on in fear and confusion. Mace's voice boomed out through the halls, saying that the council attempted a coup against him and Yoda. Windu continued, saying that the council was bought out by crime gangs trying to bring down the Jedi. They were all traitors, and May said he will be recalling every single Jedi in order to explain the full extent of what has happened here. No one is to leave the temple during this massive investigation, and for hours, smoke still rose from the shattered council tower, and over time, the Jedi scattered across worlds were called back to Coruscant. Yoda had used the temple beacon to bring them here, and soon, the temple was full of every single Jedi. They gathered in the Great Hall, and Grandmaster Yoda stood atop a balcony, speaking of the fallen council that let the corruption of the galaxy infect them. But he told the Jedi that the Force has revealed a path forward. None of them knew that something was already in motion. There was an ancient Sith shrine beneath the Jedi Temple. Many thought it was cleansed, but in truth, it was only in hibernation. The Jedi built their temple here, hoping to quell the dark side completely. But still, the dark side bled from it. And now, as the Jedi assembled, Mace Windu had secretly descended beneath the temple, and he now activated the shrine. He reached into his dark power, reaching into the darkness below, and he released it. A red light would beam out of the shrine, a beacon of power flowing through the floors and walls, as Windu and Yoda closed their eyes, harnessing the power. Yoda raised his hands, closed his eyes. His voice echoed through the Force as he told all the Jedi here that the galaxy needs them to be more than protectors. They must become saviors of a broken republic, an empire of Force users. The dark power spraying from the shrine would enter the mind of every Jedi, poisoning them, and they all unknowingly fell under the spell of the Sith, Yoda and Windu. One by one, the Jedi's eyes opened, glowing yellow, and as they looked to Yoda and Windu, they felt peace and certainty. They all knew the truth. An empire of Sith Force users was the only way forward. And the Jedi, all of them having their minds under the influence of Yoda and Windu using this Sith shrine, would take the Senate by force. Windu would no longer be a chancellor in the shadows. He would take the throne for himself, becoming emperor. But not all hope was lost. Windu and Yoda thought every Jedi was in the temple when the shrine was activated. But one Jedi, Anakin Skywalker, had seen the attack in the council. He saw Obi-Wan get kicked off of the temple roof. Kenobi had been cut through his left leg, slashed across his chest, but Anakin had caught him, and Anakin dragged his master away from the temple, confused, bringing him to a medical facility, as the Jedi were all turned to the dark side. Luckily, the power of the shrine was limited to just the Jedi in the temple, and as the Jedi stormed the Senate, Anakin and Obi-Wan were hidden away by Senator Padme Amidala.
That's actually smart.
Working closely with over the last few months, as while the Jedi were spreading across the galaxy, Padme sought out Kenobi, who seemed to be the most diplomatic of them all. She tried to understand what was truly going on, and now Anakin, Obi-Wan, and Padme all understood. The leaders of the Jedi Order were evil, and only the two of them had escaped with the light side. For a full year, the galaxy would suffer under this new Sith Empire. Mace Windu ruled as Emperor from the former Jedi Temple, while the turned Jedi enforced obedience across every world. Through the corrupted Sith shrine buried under the temple, Yoda's will flowed in all of them. Yoda no longer left the shrine below. He was now existing solely as a vessel for the dark side, an overseer who saw and felt everything in the galaxy. He was no longer truly present. He was basically one with the Force, basically giving up his life to be constantly in meditation, letting the dark side spread into him and outward to the Jedi. And Mace Windu led as Sith Emperor, believing a balanced peace had truly finally been achieved. But deep in Coruscant's underworld, Anakin and Obi-Wan were hiding among the poor and the forgotten, along with former senators, forming a network called the Path of Light. They smuggled citizens, senators, and beings hunted by the Sith Empire. But Anakin always knew the truth. The only way out of this nightmare was through it. He knew it was his destiny to fight these Sith, and it must happen soon. Finally, he thought he was ready. Obi-Wan also knew there was no other way. The Sith Empire had to be struck at its heart, and that meant bringing the people of Coruscant to the very doors of the Jedi Temple. Skywalker, Kenobi, and Padme worked in secret for weeks, spreading word through the underground channels of the Resistance. And when the day came, tens of thousands of people filled the temple plaza in a massive protest. When Obi-Wan gave the signal, the crowd surged forward towards the temple doors. Finally, the Sith Knights emerged, pouring from the temple, holding a strong line, and Jaro Tapal's voice boomed out, telling the people if they get any closer, the Knights will not hesitate to act. It was everything Obi-Wan hoped for, mass confusion. The Sith guards all left their posts to contain this uprising, leaving an opening in the back, and through a hidden back entrance of the temple, Anakin slipped through old maintenance tunnels with his focus on one thing: reach the Sith shrine under the temple and destroy it. Only then will the Jedi be free of this mind corruption. Finally, Anakin found the shrine deep underground, and inside of it was Yoda. Yoda sitting behind a red barrier of energy, eyes closed in meditation. Anakin reached for his saber, but as he did, a voice echoed from behind. It was Mace Windu stepping out into the shadows, telling Anakin he's been expecting this. It was a creative plan, but in the end, Windu said he is getting what he wants: a chance to defeat Skywalker. Windu said he deeply regrets that Anakin could not join them in this new army. The shrine can only be truly activated once per year, and Yoda has dedicated his life to keeping it alive in darkness. So, Windu told Anakin he will simply be subdued, kept in prison, and in time, when the shrine can be activated again, Skywalker will finally become Sith, and he will be the one to rip apart the Resistance, starting with Senator Amidala. Anakin's blade lit up the room, and he ran forward with a scream. His strikes were furious, blue saber clashing with Windu again and again as he pressed forward with everything he had. Windu moved through the room under control, red blade cutting around every swing and desperate strike. Their blades were colliding with pure power, and Mace stepped inside Anakin's saber, pinning it to his side, slamming a palm against Anakin's chest, sending him crashing hard into the stone wall. The shock left Anakin breathless. He fell to the floor hard, saber falling beside him. Mace stood over him with pure arrogance. The fight was over. Anakin could barely lift his head. Pain burned through his ribs, his arm numb from the last blow. Everything went dark. But as Anakin's vision blurred, a memory rose inside of his mind. He was back in the Jedi Temple training halls. He was with Mace Windu, as the former Jedi Master's calm voice was guiding him through every motion. Mace taught Anakin a lesson about control, using what an enemy gives you instead of fighting it. He remembered the footwork, the flow, the moment to wait, and the moment to strike. It was so clear, so sharp. Anakin wondered if this was his life flashing before his eyes. But the memory faded, and Anakin was back in the shrine room. Slowly, Anakin stood. Mace sighed, telling Anakin he could have had a real future, and Mace moved to finish it. His saber rose, he swung down, but as he did, Anakin pivoted just as Windu had taught him, turning the older man's strength into his own. Anakin dodged, using his agility to grab Windu's arm, telling the Sith Lord there's only one flaw in this grand plan. He never should have taught him how to destroy him. Anakin twisted to kick Windu, pulled the saber back into his hand, and was letting the fight flow through him instead of forcing it. Anakin was combining saber combat with moves that were using Windu's physical strength against him. The final duel was a burst of light as Anakin ducked under a swing, bringing Windu down to his knees with a strike. Anakin stood over Windu, telling him the Sith die out today. Windu tried to stand, but Anakin used the Force to throw him backwards into the energy shield protecting Yoda. The shield crackled as Windu hit it, and Mace died in the electricity of it. Anakin then grabbed the blue saber and the red saber and plunged them right into the shield, ripping it apart. Sith Master Yoda opened his eyes as the shield broke for the first time in this year, only to find two lightsaber blades plunged right into his chest. Yoda had been deep in the Force, unaware of what was happening here until it was too late. Both Sith fell dead, and Anakin turned to the shrine, still pulsing, and with a final yell, he plunged both sabers deep into it. The shrine erupted, exploding outward. 1 month later, Anakin Skywalker would slowly wake up in the Jedi Temple medical facility, dazed and confused. And when new Grandmaster Kenobi found him awake, he assured Anakin that everything was alright. Kenobi told Anakin that a month ago, the Sith Knights were about to move in and massacre the civilians when something had changed. The dark trance they were in seemed to be pulled from them, and in that same instant, an explosion rippled out of the temple basement. Anakin remembered all of it. He destroyed the Sith Shrine, keeping a dark grip on the Jedi. Obi-Wan told Anakin that thousands of Jedi fell to the ground in that moment, and they survived, as the darkness was torn away from them. Everything was blamed on Yoda and Windu, rightfully so, and Kenobi and Padme had gotten the Jedi's help, moving through the temple rubble to find Anakin buried. They found him, and he was in a coma recovering for this past month after destroying the shrine. Anakin laid back in the bed relieved. He remembered the final fight and the memories that came to him. He knew in that moment that someone or something was guiding him, an unseen hand, helping show him the way. Padme would find Anakin here, holding his hand, and they would be happy that the nightmare was over. In the years to come, Obi-Wan and Anakin would be the heads of a new council, one that rotated often, and the new chambers were in the center of the temple, not above it. Peace was achieved, darkness completely eradicated. Chancellor Amidala would oversee this new era alongside the Jedi, and Anakin would always remember how he and the rest of the Order were fooled by Yoda and Windu, vowing to never let it happen again, as he was the top of the Jedi now. And folks, that
Nice.
is our story for today. I think the last
That's
two
actually a
videos
very
have
fun
really
story.
well, it's been interesting. The last one killed Anakin in the first minute, so rotated. And this was a story I actually was inspired by. Can you guys guess the show? Maybe there was one scene in particular. Attack on Titan. I don't want to spoil any of it in case anyone hasn't seen it.
Yeah.
It's been
It's actually interesting to have like Windu and Yoda being the Sith, and even though I really don't believe they actually become Sith, it's nice to like have like an interpretation of it.
Oh my god. I feel like this is such a bad track for this. I'm front running.
Oh my god, I forgot. I thought I was first.
That's what I was saying when we were 1v1ing. That's literally what I was saying.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
Oh.
GG's.
GG's.
Oh, I just got randomly bumped by someone.
I need to stay in first. That's fine.
Okay, we'll move on to the next video. That's more. Yeah, well, Yoda is too old for that shit. Yeah, he is. Okay. Alright, Chapter 2. Alright. Bear visit and Tron, that's a king. Okay. 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 Yeah. Alright. Alright. Come on. Alright, there we go. Alright.
What if every block was replaced with obsidian? A world with no food, wood, or anything besides obsidian and an end portal frame. Is it possible to kill the Ender Dragon? Oh, this is sick! What do I do first? I was hoping I'd never ask. Wait, I guess we need a nether portal, and we're surrounded by obsidian, so I should just be able to dig out a nether portal, right? This might take a while. No! I just let go of my mouse! I've gotta kill something! Let's try that again. Oh, after 25 minutes and 25% depression, we got a nether portal! How do we light it? I'm fully depressed. Of the 3 methods to light a portal, there's no flint, there's no lava, and there are no fire charges. Maybe if lightning strikes this block, that would require 100 portals for the chance of 1 getting struck. I would have to be clinically insane to dig out 100 nether portals by hand.
Oh
It's
no.
actually very likely that with 100 portals, one gets struck by lightning. And if it's not, I'm gonna pretend like it is. Ooh, that's 2 portals down, only 98 to go. Is it too late to quit? Man, I would kill for even a wooden
Oh
pickaxe
no.
right now. Ooh. Hello there. He sells wood. We can make a pickaxe, but we need bottles for an emerald. Wait, don't witches drop bottles? Hello, creepers, don't mind me. Drop me a water bottle, buddy. Okay, if it keeps chugging those health pots, I don't even know if it's possible for me to kill it. No! That's highly unfortunate.
Rip.
Oh my goodness. Why can't I hit her? Oh, she gave me weakness! Go, Iron Golem! Yes! Man, she didn't drop any bottles. Also, I just realized witches drop regular bottles and not water bottles, so that wouldn't work anyway. Now, I
Yep.
know you're wondering, how am I gonna get emeralds now? And I am also wondering that. Wait, it's snowing. Does that mean snow foxes can spawn with emeralds in their mouths? I'm a genius. All right, Snow, time to accumulate. Looks like a QR code. Also, I just realized I could get snow from creepers. Oh yeah, look at that. Now I have access to blocks. Yo, Snow Fox. Oh, please have an emerald. Please have an emerald. Yeah, he definitely does not have an emerald in his mouth. Nuts! No emerald, you must die. No emerald, you must die. Oh! Rip in peace. Also, I turned the snow black so we can see the foxes.
Lol.
Oh! You've got an emerald! Give me that emerald, you sucker! Give me that little... Give me that... Woo! Now all we need is a wandering traitor so we can get wood.
2 hours later.
I don't know if something's broken or not, but it's day 70, and I have yet to see a second wandering trader. What the balls is taking so long? I think what I need to do to get a wandering trader to spawn is wait longer.
4 hours.
I hear a wandering trader. Oh my goodness. Buddy. Wood. So I could make a wooden pickaxe like a little nerd. However, we could just go to a village and find the iron golem. Where's the iron golem? Man, we gotta find a different village. Where is your iron man? Time to die. Oh yeah. Yes, sir. And while I'm running back, I might as well kill spiders for a bed. We're good. Guys, this is crazy. We're making so much progress.
Nice.
Let me sleep. 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 Don't hit me. Don't hit me. Woo! All right, we've got a pickaxe. Let's start
Lol.
digging out some more portals now. Balls! I just broke the block that ruined the portal. I just oh man. Please go away. Please, please go. Thank you.
That's funny. Please go away, explode. Thank you.
Doobity doo, scoobity glue, flippity lobbity, flippity boo. I think I've gone insane.
Yes, you have. You've gone insane.
You know what I just realized? Nether portals can be super wide, and if lightning strikes specifically this block, neither portal will get lit, so why don't I just make a super wide one? Now if lightning strikes any of these, the portal will get lit. Anyway, my pickaxe is about to break, so let's get a new one. So I was just mining like I am now when a juicy little nugget formed in my brain. We have iron and crafting tables, so we can make a cauldron, which fills up with water when it rains, which we can scoop with a bucket, which we can use to drown zombies, which drop copper, allowing us to make a lightning rod, so we can strike a portal with lightning, and I just spent 10 hours digging obsidian for no reason. Okay, let's get a lightning rod. Boop, boop, boop. Let's wait for it to rain. Yay, it's raining. What on earth is going on my cauldron? Nice! Check this out. Let's get some
Lol,
copper.
fail.
Oh, easy. There's a zombie. There we go, there we go. No, no, get your stinky butt. Yes, no, no! He's gonna die soon. Called it. Come here, baby. There we go. Oh, I heard him. Yes. Oh, yeah, we got a copper. Okay, okay. Uh-oh. Let me cook. Oh! Man, no copper. Oh, what the? Oh, it turned to ice. No, my pickaxe broke. Give me copper. What the balls? Yo! Not copper, but I'll take it. Oh, not to be too specific, but that
Ooh.
took
Way too long.
while. Hey, yo, lightning rod check. All right, here's one of the nether portals. Since I don't have a pickaxe, we need to figure out exactly where we can place the lightning rod so that lightning actually starts a portal. Okay, not there. Wait, that doesn't work either? This is bad. This is very bad. Balls, dude! This is not good! Guys, I looked it up and it said I might have network connectivity problem. Oh! Oh, I got it! I got it! Okay, I feel portable block here. So lightning strikes, the wool catches fire, burns up, and then the wood catches fire, and then the obsidian catches fire. Ugh, I just had a pee shiver, and I'm not even peeing. Anyway, what is wrong with me?
6 hours.
I hear lightning. I see. Oh! I see another portal. I see another portal. I see. Yo! Dude! And I think I was recording on replay, so we can check the replay. I guess let's just go into the nether. There's nothing nothing else to do. Oh my goodness. How am I gonna find a fortress? Like, how will I know it's a fortress if it's just made of obsidian? That's something. Yeah, this was definitely a bastion. Dude, I really wish I had flint and steel. I could get so much food from them. Oh, that's a fortress. That's a fortress. Yeah. Boys, we did it. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All right, the blaze spawner should be, yeah, right up here.
Oh, no.
Oh, nothing's spawning in this fortress either. It's just empty. Oh, wait. No. Oh. 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 Okay, so I just made a ton of noises. First, I was depressed because blazes can't spawn unless there's nether bricks. Then I was relieved because you can get nether bricks from piglins. Then I was depressed because you need a ton of gold. And then I was slightly less depressed because I can kill zombified piglins for gold. So, gold equals blaze rods. Alright!
Gold equals blaze
That might
rods.
have been a horrible decision. Give me gold! Okay, I'm gonna have to invest in a sword. As well as some food, because rotten flesh is not it. I see a gold bar! Oh yeah! Have a gold bar. Give me some nether bricks, because blazes don't spawn on obsidian. I said nether brick. Well, we need to kill a lot more, so let's get some spikies. Later, bro! Where's an iron golem? I think this flat part was a river biome, so we should probably use our bow. Oh, I don't think it was a river biome because there's a village on it. No wonder it's so slow. Boop. Let's actually get
No
one
wonder
more
it's so
sword.
slow.
I have a lot
You
of
think?
kills, so it's definitely... Oh my goodness! Go! Okay, go! Oh, the gravel we got from the piglin we can make into flint and then flint and steel. And now we can finally get food. Woo! We're good on food. Let's get some gold for nether bricks. Have some gold, kind sir. Blackstone, kind of good, honestly. Dude, these stupid little babies are so fast. Oh my goodness. No! This cannot be good. Okay. My stuff better not have burned, because then, oh man. Oh no. I don't even know where I was. See, the issue there was I didn't have my headphones on, so I couldn't hear any of the game sounds, so I didn't know a gas was shooting at me. I really hope not too much burned. This is not good. I'm getting hungry. Oh no, I'm fully hungered. I can't even sprint. Oh, is this the corner? Oh, there it is. I found it. But I can't even sprint. Oh, I better get there before it despawns. If this stuff Oh, it's a gas. Oh, yeah. That's probably the gas that killed me. Wait.
Revenge.
Where's my stuff? Wait, what? Why is none of it here? Wait, what? Why is none of my stuff here? Did it actually despawn? That's so much progress.
Rip.
That's so much progress.
Rip.
I'm so confused because the zombie drops were still there. So how is my stuff not there? Well, guess I'm starting back at 0. I mean, I have a nether portal, but I'm going to make this fast for you guys because you already saw me do all of it. So hit it! Oh, I can do pale moss instead of wood. That's for infinite trees. Guys, I've made a grave mistake. I thought pale moss worked the same way as regular moss, but apparently not. We are so back, baby. Nether brick. Okay.
How long do you think it was?
Oh, there we go.
To get to that point.
Okay, I think that this should be enough nether brick. 5, yeah, that'll work. So we can just place our tiny bit of nether brick right here, so blazes will spawn, and now I wait. Oh, balls! Bro, I just want blazes to spawn. Stop with the gas. Wait. could I light another portal right there? Oh! Yo! Anyway, no blazes have spawned. New strat.
That's
I'm
funny.
waiting in this hallway instead. Hey! Wait! Oh! Wait, they spawned on the obsidian and not the nether brick, but they weren't spawning before. I don't know. I got a blaze rod! I got another one! It's bad. I have to pee so badly, but I gotta finish breaking this. It'd be so much wasted time. Oh, but I have to pee so bad. Please break soon. Please, I have to pee. No. Oh, okay, I can go pee. All right, and that should be enough blaze.
Ooh,
rods.
okay, okay.
Dude, I thought I just fell down a giant hole. All right, let's kill some endermen. Hey, we got a pearl, baby. We also need a bow. So
Wall,
let's kill
Christmas
spiders.
song. That
That is 11.
Wait, that was a
eyes of
Star Wars song. Yeah, he literally edited the Star Wars song into it.
endermen. Hey, we got a pearl, baby. We also need a bow, so let's kill spiders.
I guess he edited the song before. Edited the song into micro gameplay that he was playing over his video. Yep.
That is 11 eyes of ender, but trust me, it's not over yet. Now let's head to the stronghold. This way. Okay, pretty sure it is right beneath us. And now is the fun part. We get to mine down. Here we go.
Oh no.
So, I'm at -42, and I haven't found the stronghold yet. I think we dug down in the wrong spot. I also just realized I don't have enough blocks to get out of here. Oh, poop. Well, looks like I'm digging my way out.
Your sanity is gone. Oh no.
So my pickaxe broke, and it's been 3 hours of me mining, and I'm like, what, 1/3 of the way there? So I gotta use my hand now?
17 hours? This is... Exactly. Oh my god, 70 hours.
Hey,
I would
That was
die.
horrible. Goodbye. Hey! We're one
You're
eye
cute.
short. Thank you, sir. Bum, ba-dum,
Nice.
bum. This is sick. Dude, the ones that have iron bars now have obsidian around them. All right, I gotta break this one. This is gonna take a minute. Oh, bulls! Don't kill me, don't kill me, don't kill me, don't kill me! He's right there! We're in! All right, there's one more. Come on, come on, come on! What? I broke the wrong one? Oh! That's
No.
too bad. Oh, shoot, this is not enough blocks. I'm gonna have to do an epic parkour. Oh! Dude, I'm actually a menace. All right, we got it. Let's take this arrogant fool down, baby.
Nice.
Nope, 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 nope.
Okay, does he actually...
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you turn a 4-hour challenge into a 2-week event.
2-week event. Holy shit. No, you can... No, you cute. 2-week event. Holy shit, that is fucking insanity. I wouldn't be able to do that.
All right, everybody, today we're whipping out the burner iPhone once again, and we're going to be checking out unsafe app stores. Not the official app store by Apple, just the ones on this GitHub page that are marked as unsafe. And we're going to be downloading everything. Now, if you didn't know this,
What was that?
marked as
Hold on, what was that?
unsafe, and we're going to be downloading
You viewer, fix your damn posture. Don't call me out like that.
everything. Now, if you didn't
Hold on.
know this page that are marked as unsafe, and we're going to be downloading
You're calm. Getting called out. All right, there you go.
Loading everything. Now, if you didn't know this already, with an iPhone, straight out of the box, you cannot download random apps like on Android. But there is a method called side loading. I will be using a software called SideLoadly. We're going to be downloading from these unsafe
Do not
sites.
do
It's
this.
that
Do not
easy.
try this. Yep. Do not
Let's
try this at
begin,
all.
shall we? Okay, this one is called the Stash Spot 2.0. Oh, Telegram. Am I signed into Telegram? I don't know. I guess we'll check it out. Damn, did I get hacked on Telegram or something? Why did it sign me out, bro? DVC IPA. Why is it all Telegram? iOS Matrix. Also a Telegram group. Why are they all Telegrams? Okay, let's start with this IPA Universe website. What in the hell? Okay, we're already getting pop-ups everywhere. Anna, no. I don't want to see your photos. Stop it. Ah, can't stand Anna. She keeps spamming me, dude. I'm just gonna get whatever we can here. Every time I click, there's a pop-up. Okay. Discord Ketu. Okay. Anna. Oh my god. Leave me alone, bro. Dude, this website sucks. No wonder it's unsafe. What does this do? This dynamic app combines best of both worlds, offering users a platform to chat. What? It's literally just Discord. Why is it Discord plus Ketu? What is a Ketu? And the best part, you can easily get your hands on this amazing app by downloading the free IPA file for iOS. Okay. It's literally just Discord. Why would I go on this random IPA store just to download Discord? We'll get it. Okay, download. Dude, this is painful. The amount of pop-ups is crazy. Oh, it took me to another website. Wait, hold on. I got forwarded to a completely different website. All right, we're just gonna look on here then.
Oh, no.
I can't stand these pop-ups. Download. Okay, Discord doesn't want to download here. Let's try Neo Freebird. None of these are working because I'm using Chrome or let's check out Edge. Oh, now it's working. Okay. Chrome is blocking the download. Edge is working completely fine. I'm getting the Neo Freebird right now. Okay, we're switching browsers. And Chrome is doing too much, man. I'm just trying to get some apps. The free VPN. I have never used a VPN on my phone. Okay, we'll get that too. Okay, I did say I was gonna get everything. So
Okay.
quickly go ham. Deltarune, bro. All right, I'm going.
Oh.
Universal paperclips. What does that even mean? Crazy Kettle 3D. I think I already have that. I'll just get it again just in case, but I think I already have that on the phone.
Is it a Clippy knockoff?
Gotta
Maybe.
check out this sus Snapchat. Because why would you need that? Is it a modded Snapchat? What does this do? Spoofing options. Spoof my location.
This reminds me of the cracked apps of the jailbroken iPhone era. And yeah. Oh, mwah, mwah, kisses, mwah. You get kisses, mwah.
And views and more. Change appearance. So it's just Snapchat where you can spoof your location, which is interesting.
Yeah.
Modded Snapchat. Never did I think. That's a little.
Netcrack.
Actually, Cowabunga. I'm looking around for some bangers because I think it's genuinely going to take hours for me to download all these. Let's just see, man.
Yeah.
Dark Cloud? SoundCloud with Dark Cloud. Now, I don't understand what that even means.
Dark mode?
But, okay, we're going to get that.
Yeah,
Crypto
see.
Miner. I will get some
Or,
point, thank you.
I don't know.
True Skate. The ultimate skateboarding sim. Toon Squid. Okay, I think that's about all the good ones on this website because they have a lot of the same things. Where it's literally just modded Instagram or
Yeah, basically, I play Awful Furry Rap on stream.
Snapchat. I think that's good on this website. I want to scan some of them too. I'm just so curious. I'm just so curious why the website is marked as unsafe too. Let's see, Toon Squid. All of this is seemingly undetected. Oh my god. Cowabunga.
I thought you sing it. I can make a poll ready to play it or sing it.
Oh, we might be cooked, man. If this was my main phone, I would not be doing this. I promise you that. Let's test these out. Okay, as you can see, we are done loading in the apps that we downloaded. Some of them didn't work. The Snapchat one that spoofs the location, that didn't work, but I found another Snapchat. I think it's literally just regular Snapchat, though. I have Cash App, Twitter, Amethyst. I'm pretty sure that's a Minecraft launcher. So those are some of the ones that we're going to look at. So let's start with the crypto miner. I want some free Bitcoin. At least 16 years old. Yeah. Let's see how we get this free.
Yeah.
Click ETH to get your first profit. Wait, seriously, what? Anonymous
This is
profile
fake.
picture? This is insane.
This
is
is
just
fake.
A clicker? Like, I just
Yeah,
tapped
it's just-
the entire time. This is all you do. If I get to level 25, oh, I unlocked NFTs now. That's great. Thank you. Dude, this is ass. Okay. I thought it was gonna be something completely different, but I was just rotting my brain. Anyway, SoundCloud. This has the dark cloud mod, I think. Okay, open. We are in the dark cloud SoundCloud. So what does that mean exactly for me? I need to make an account. Sorry, we've had a server error. Please try again. Okay, shit doesn't even work. Snapchat IPA universe pop-up. Okay. This has to be a modded version, right? Because I got that pop-up as soon as I opened the app. Okay, my username is 0467281993. Password, whatever.
Itchy,
I don't care
itchy,
about this
itchy.
account anyway. If this account gets hacked, then just know that it wasn't me. Due to repeated attempts or other suspicious activity, your access to Snapchat is temporarily disabled. Did I already get banned from Snapchat? Snapchat
Yeah, they
knows
did
that I'm
it.
using like a sketchy Snapchat app version. All right, well that sucks. Couldn't make a SoundCloud or a Snapchat account. What about Cash App? Oh my god, wait, we're signed in already? You don't have an account. This is a fake Cash App. This is a prop app and is used for motion picture purposes only. None of the balances represented on any screen are real. What are you talking about? How do I change it? Whatever it's saying right here is not real. I'm just saying.
Lol.
Who wants some? Who wants it? This would be
Who
a
wants
great
it?
app to have if you were like trolling scammers in person.
Yeah, there.
Actually, this is good for anything. This is low-key good for anything. If a scammer is like, show me proof of your funds. You just
Yeah,
screenshot it
don't
and,
trust those.
Send it on over and they might believe you. If you don't make it like a flat number like that, obviously. That'd be kind of funny. This might come in handy. I'm going to keep this app. Let's move on. Cowabunga. This app is a Trojan, by the way. Cowabunga. What is this? I thought this was gonna be like a
Cowabunga.
cow app. Is this not a game? I thought this was going to be a game, bro. This is just a theme downloader. What in the shit am I looking at? Okay, whatever. I thought I was going to get a fun little cow game, but whatever. Anyway, let's do Amethyst. I want to see if the Minecraft works on this. This device has a limited amount of memory available. Minecraft can't be legally installed when logged in with a local account. Hey, play, bro. Shit doesn't even work. Whatever. Okay, that shit doesn't work. Okay, what about call
Sure.
recorder? I mean, I don't even have a SIM card on this thing, but send us SMS to create an account with your number. Why would no? I don't have a phone number. The
Yeah,
fuck is
don't do
this?
that.
Hell no. Get me out. Okay, that was weird. Anyway, what about the free VPN? See that? Okay, I'm connected. What server am I on? Let's do Albania. We're in Albania now. Let's see for real if I'm in Albania. Let's do a speed test. It's not working. I'm not in Albania. It's showing my fucking IP. Okay. Okay, whatever. What about Twitter? Am I signed into on this? I'm not, am I? Something's always going wrong. Let me just sign in. This email might be getting hacked. Signing into my email on sketchy Twitter version from random IPA store. It's probably logging all my shit, sending it to a Telegram bot. Literally what's gonna happen. Please use x.com or official X apps to proceed. Okay. They really know when I'm not using the official version. That's cool.
Yeah.
This batch kind of sucks. We might have to get a new batch.
I like DRM
To run
perhaps.
them. Are you there? Yes. Are we connected? Yes, we are, bro. Excellent. Can you hear me? Truly excellent. Really be emphasizing. We may begin. Sure thing. First, you must create a vessel. Select the head that you prefer, the bald one. You have created a wonderful form. Let us shape its mind as your own. What is its favorite food? Salty. Your favorite blood type? What? D. What color does
D.
it like most? Green blood. Please give it a gift. Voice. How do you feel about your creation? It will not hear. Disgust. You acknowledge the possibility of pain and seizure. Understood. Name your vessel. We called it Oscar. And what about
Oscar.
the creator vibe?
Vibe.
Excellent.
Nice.
Yes, that's my real name. Thank you for your time. Okay. Your answers, your wonderful creation, will now be discarded. What? No one can choose who they are in this world. Brother, you just made me do all of that for nothing. My name is Chris. No!
Chris
Not
Hansen.
Chris Tyson. Chris, if you do not wake up, we will be late for school. I will wait outside for you. Oh, that's what I look like. Goddamn. What's up, bro? Oh, I got that PC set up. Hold on. All right, let's go. meet our
Hold on.
mother. Oh,
PC
I
set up?
just-
Nice.
There she is. We might still be able to make it. Yeah, I guess so. Chris, it is a beautiful day today. Is it not? Yeah. Didn't even eat breakfast. Fucking starving. Holy shit. Look at our neighbors, bro. I'm vibing on this shit right now, man. We're gonna close the game before we get inside school, bro. We ain't doing that. And we're not about to make it a Deltarune Let's Play, so we gotta make it, bro. Universal paperclip. Make paperclip. Oh, is it one of these again? Why? What is the point of these games, bro? You're just tapping. It's so mindless. I don't like it. What about True Skate? So the game is functioning on my screen, but my OBS is not picking up this game. That's fantastic. I mean, you guys get the idea, right? I don't know why it's not show this app specifically is not showing up on my OBS. All right, I guess we'll do it like this. We're gonna do it like I am not doing this. Okay, we're gonna.
What the fuck is that? That's what it's supposed to be.
My alt Discord account already got hacked, so I don't think this is even gonna do anything. Oscar G. Okay, just making an account. I got. Wait, what? Why did it do that? I didn't even. This thing's tweaking. Hold on, we're signing in. What? I just signed up. The resource is being rate limited. What the fuck? Okay, that thing was.
I hate when it gets rate limited.
We good. Bizarre. All right, we need a new batch, bro. These apps are stupid. The fuck is this? Remove objects. All right, let me take a photo.
Objects.
Remove my head. Mark objects or people you want to remove. Not letting me. App crash or some shit. It ain't working now. Why did the tutorial work, but when I actually take a photo, the feature doesn't work? The app literally crashes when I press it. Okay, we need a new batch.
Yep, it's also advertising.
At least we found an entirely different app store. Now we're going to be finding our next batch on. Let's get this random cheap shot with a pig icon. You have my attention. Godzilla battle line. Oh, it's like
Godzilla.
okay, but not in English. Burn second phone number. Let's see if that even works. Let's keep looking. Google Chrome. Why would you ever need Google Chrome from this app store? You're just asking for spyware. Oh, my little glass of get it, man. Black Russia. It's like the same app from that Telegram that I downloaded on Android. Angry Birds? Why not? I'm just waiting for me to download one of these, and it's just
why not?
something similar to what I would download on Telegram, where it's like a jump scare. I would not be expecting it, to be honest. Fortnite. I was like, what the fuck? Why is Homer Simpson there? But I'm pretty sure that's like an active event or something. The fuck? It's got a random Snapchat notification. Jump scare the fuck out of me. Filter games. We need to play one of those. I've actually been waiting for
Filter
those.
talk.
What about 𝙂𝙚𝙣𝙚? This is shit.
Download and play for free. It is very simple to do. You just need to visit the website in the video search for the game.
Why does it sound like that, man? Okay, I guess we're gonna go to this random website that is being promoted here. That was the most sketch video I've ever watched. You found another
sketcy video.
iOS store. Let's see if any of them work. There's no way.
I don't
there's
trust
an app
this.
for Black Myth Wukong. Absolutely no way. Yeah, see? I just want you to do surveys so they can make money. It's a fucking scam. 𝙂𝙚𝙣𝙚 IPA store. Dude, why is there so many videos of this? Okay. TikTok followers. Get free 5,000 followers on TikTok. There's no way this actually downloads. What is a .gz? Fuck you. This is such a stupid fucking website, man. Why do they all just require a damn survey every time? Series
Every
short.
time.
Might as well get this for the
Anywho, I'm just gonna pretty much move to the next
I
video.
just have to go on the website.
I'm already bored.
Bunker Cave Rave Party Incident. On a Saturday night in August of 2020, something dangerous was brewing in Oslo, Norway. Bars were closing early because of coronavirus rules. Young people were bored and restless. Deep beneath the city, 70 meters down, sat a massive concrete bunker. It had been built decades ago to protect people during war. For years, it had been sealed off. 3 weeks before that night, a secret message spread through social media. Rave Cave? Saturday night, tell no one. The planners made their first critical mistake. COVID rules limited gatherings to 20 people, but they planned for hundreds. Saturday evening arrived with electric anticipation. The entrance was tiny, just 1 square meter. One by one, young people squeezed through and disappeared underground. The organizers made their second deadly mistake. They brought diesel generators to power the party. They sealed the generator room with plastic bags and duct tape to keep noise in. What they didn't know was that diesel generators produce deadly carbon monoxide. By sealing the room, they created a poison chamber. Nearly 200 people danced in the bunker beneath the city.
No.
It felt magical, like a secret world. But
Yeah,
the third
ADHD
mistake
brain
was
moment.
unfolding. Oxygen levels dropped dangerously low with no proper ventilation. Some people felt dizzy and had difficulty breathing. These were symptoms of carbon monoxide poisoning, but people dismissed it as normal stuffiness. One guy kept climbing out for fresh air repeatedly. His trips were saving his life while others stayed inside being slowly poisoned. Without warning, the lights died and the music stopped. 200 people were plunged into terrifying darkness darkness. Someone broke open the generator room door. Carbon monoxide rushed out like a silent tsunami. 3 young men near the door collapsed unconscious immediately. Others rushed to help but were hit by waves of dizziness and nausea. Some dragged their unconscious friends toward the exit. The biggest mistake became clear: only one tiny exit. 200 people in darkness, many sick and fainting, all trying to escape through one small opening. Above ground, police spotted confused young people wandering the streets. When officers approached, the truth came out. At 3:46 a.m., emergency calls went out.
Oh,
Fire trucks,
shit.
ambulances, and police raced to the scene. Rescue workers descended into the death trap. Carbon monoxide levels could kill in minutes. They found 7 unconscious victims. Miraculously, most people had escaped. 25 people were rushed to Oslo University Hospital. 7 were unconscious fighting carbon monoxide poisoning. 5 were in critical condition, close to death. Even 2 police officers who helped needed treatment. 𝙂𝙤 Cave Pit incident. On the 18th of January 2004, Cornelio Garcia was heading home after a party. He was 30 years old and lived in Tamaulipas, Mexico. Garcia had spent the evening celebrating with friends in Gómez Farias. The gathering was filled with music, laughter, and drinks. As midnight approached, he decided to head home to his family. He chose the old mountain road through the 𝙂𝙤 Biosphere Reserve. This path was rougher but more direct. Garcia had walked this road dozens of times, even in darkness. What he didn't account for was how alcohol might affect his judgment. As he walked through the darkness, he approached a sharp curve near Rancho Cielo Junction. Just a few feet from the curve, hidden in darkness, was a natural pit. The opening was about 8 feet wide, but the pit dropped vertically 150 feet into the limestone bedrock. Instead of following the road, he strayed from the path. He stepped directly into the pit opening. Garcia plummeted 150 feet through darkness. The fall was catastrophic with massive injuries. No one witnessed his fall. When Garcia failed to return home, his family grew worried. They began searching along the old mountain road. For several days, they found nothing. The breakthrough came when searchers found disturbed ground near Rancho Cielo Junction. Scrapes in the earth suggested someone had fallen into the pit, but they couldn't see the bottom or hear any response. Garcia's brother contacted John Muskie, a well-known cave rescuer. Muskie gathered a team with specialized equipment. They arrived with ropes, harnesses, and technical gear. The team carefully rigged their descent system. The descent revealed the tragic outcome. Garcia's body was at the bottom of the shaft. The severe injuries from the 150-foot fall had proven fatal. The recovery operation took several hours with precise coordination. The combination of alcohol, darkness, and the pit's proximity to the road created a deadly situation. The 𝙂𝙤 pit remained a reminder of how quickly familiar mountains can turn deadly. Armuchee Creek Cave Incident. On 1st August 1980, Ron Langston arrived at Armuchee Creek in Georgia. He was a 33-year-old certified scuba instructor. Langston and his diving companions planned to explore a hidden underwater cave system. He was highly certified and had taught others about diving safety. But on this day, he would violate every safety principle. The group entered the water and began exploring the cave passages. They encountered a tight restriction in the cave. This was a narrow opening that was difficult to pass through. Beyond it, the cave continued, tempting them with new discoveries. Langston made a fatal decision. He removed his normal diving gear and switched to a pony bottle. A pony bottle is a small emergency backup tank. His pony bottle held only 10 minutes of air total. This gave him maybe 3 minutes of exploration time. He wanted to squeeze through the restriction more easily. Before his partners could attach a safety line, Langston pushed through alone. He disappeared into the darkness. His partners waited, expecting him back within minutes. The 10-minute mark came and went. Still no sign of Langston. His partners couldn't fit through the restriction to search for him. Their own air supplies were running low. They made the agonizing decision to surface and call for help. A Floyd County rescue unit arrived at 7:30 p.m. They contacted experienced cave divers from Atlanta for help. The rescue team searched through the cave methodically. When they found Langston's body, it was wedged tightly in a rock crack. Rescuers believed he panicked when his air ran out. He had tried to force himself through what he thought was the exit. His body was wedged so tightly they had to use a shovel to free it. Lookout Mountain Cave Incident. On Monday morning, March 2nd, 2022, 2 young men stood at an unmarked cave on Lookout Mountain, Tennessee. Gabriel Vaughn, 21, and Robbie Dobos, 23, knew they shouldn't be there because of clear no trespassing signs, but the lure of unexplored darkness proved too strong.
Why do people think that no trespassing signs can help anyone? I know people try to break through fences to get to it. You know what you do? What you really do? Have it be an electric fence, but a light voltage one too. You could try to like snap the wiring, but like no risk getting ourselves electrocuted though.
to resist. The cave system was a multi-level labyrinth that stretched for miles underground. Most explorers knew to bring proper gear for the infamous 600-foot crawl deep within the system. Gabriel and Robbie had neither experience nor proper equipment. They only had headlamps, regular clothes, and the reckless confidence of youth. The entrance welcomed them with cool, damp air and the scent of ancient stone. Gabriel led the way with his footsteps echoing off wet stone walls. They felt like explorers discovering a new world, unaware of the dangers ahead. Hours passed unnoticed as they marked their route casually with small stones. The passages grew more complex with tunnels branching off in multiple directions. Then came the crawl where the passage narrowed dramatically to belly-crawling size. Water seeped constantly through limestone cracks, creating a shallow stream. For 600 feet, they wriggled forward through the claustrophobic tunnel. Cold water penetrated every layer of clothing, stealing precious body heat. When they emerged into a larger chamber, their bodies were shaking uncontrollably. Hypothermia had begun during the brutal crawl as wet clothes clung like ice. Disorientation set in as passages looked identical under weakening lights. Their casual trail markers seemed to have vanished, or they couldn't recognize them. Fear crept in as battery levels dropped and headlamps dimmed to faint glows. They wandered for hours through identical passages, growing weaker and more confused. Seeking shelter, they huddled together in a small chamber deep underground. Tuesday came and went while they remained trapped in their underground prison. Tuesday evening, worried families contacted the Chattanooga Fire Department. Two young men had failed to return from unauthorized cave exploration. The rescue lieutenant knew the cave intimately after 15 years of service. Her team assembled with specialized equipment for the notorious 600-foot crawl. The search began immediately, but the cave system was vast with miles of passages. The rescue was complicated by active railway lines that could destabilize rocks. Rescuers coordinated with railway dispatch to minimize dangerous train traffic. The team split into groups, calling out and listening for responses through the night. At 3:45 a.m. on Wednesday morning, rescuers found voices echoing from the farthest section. Gabriel and Robbie were discovered nearly 2 miles from the entrance. They were conscious but severely hypothermic after over 36 hours underground. Rescuers immediately provided warm clothing and emergency food supplies. The young men were weak but able to walk with assistance. The journey back required going through the same 600-foot crawl again. Rescue team members guided them through the narrow passage with encouragement. Emergency heat packs prevented hypothermia from worsening during extraction. Norfolk Southern had to halt.
Being trapped in a cave in pitch darkness. I wouldn't be surprised that it felt like hell and felt like an eternity. Posture check. Fuck me. And I'm comfortable. Yeah, I did posture check already.
Train traffic for several hours during rescue operations. By dawn Wednesday, Gabriel and Robbie emerged from the cave entrance. Paramedics waited with warming blankets and hot beverages for immediate care. Both young men recovered fully but faced potential criminal trespassing charges. 𝙂𝙚 Blowhole Cave Incident. On June 30th, 2002, 18-year-old Daniel Dick visited the 𝙂𝙚 Blowhole on Oahu's southeastern shore. Daniel had just graduated from First Lutheran High School in Los Angeles, where he was student body president. He was in Hawaii celebrating his graduation with his mother and 2 brothers. The 𝙂𝙚 Blowhole is one of Hawaii's most popular but dangerous tourist attractions. It was formed thousands of years ago when lava flows created underwater caverns connected to the ocean. When Pacific waves crash into these chambers, water gets compressed and shoots up 30 feet high. Most tourists view this natural wonder from the designated safe viewing area. Multiple warning signs in several languages warn visitors about the life-threatening dangers. A heavy-duty locked gate prevents access to the most hazardous sections. Local authorities spent years and resources keeping tourists at a safe distance. On this Sunday afternoon around 3 p.m., Daniel arrived at the blowhole. Despite seeing all the warning signs clearly posted around the area, he ignored them. Multiple witnesses were actively shouting at him not to go near the dangerous opening. Daniel deliberately climbed over the locked gate that was there for protection. He walked directly past the warning signs without pausing to read them. Despite people pleading with him to reconsider, he approached the blowhole opening. This was the exact spot where pressurized ocean water shoots up with incredible force. The pressure is enormous, the force is unpredictable, and the timing is completely random. At around 3:15 p.m., Daniel was straddling the opening of the blowhole. He stood with one foot on each side, directly over the violent hydraulic force. Dozens of horrified tourists watched from the safe viewing area. Daniel positioned himself as a human bridge over nature's most unpredictable phenomenon. Then in a split second, a massive Pacific wave crashed into the underwater system. A colossal plume of water exploded up through the opening with tremendous force. Daniel was instantly blasted 3 to 5 feet into the air by the hydraulic explosion. As he came back down, He fell directly into the blowhole,
Oh,
opening
no.
itself. Witnesses immediately started screaming for help and called 911 within minutes. Everyone knew this would likely be a recovery operation, not a rescue. Daniel's body went down into the blowhole and into the underwater lava tube system. Massive water surges would have tossed him around like a rag doll. The Honolulu Fire Department launched a comprehensive search operation immediately. They deployed boats to scan surrounding ocean waters and helicopters overhead. Experienced rescue divers prepared to enter the dangerous blowhole system. Captain Richard Sue led the rescue operation against incredible odds. Rescue teams worked through the night in dangerous conditions with rotating shifts. Choppy seas made boat operations difficult and currents were unpredictable. Even experienced divers could only work in short intervals for safety. On Monday morning at 10:15 a.m., divers finally located Daniel's body. He was found about 20 feet from the blowhole opening on the sandy bottom. 𝙂𝙚 Sinkhole Cave Incident. On August 14, 1999, 4 experienced cave explorers went to evaluate a Utah cave system. Rodney Mulder, Doug Zettis, Wesley Gurney, and Brent Hobbs were seasoned spelunkers. They weren't there for recreation, but to evaluate if the cave was suitable for rescue training. These were professional rescuers who got called when other people got trapped underground. The 𝙂𝙚 Sinkhole was in rugged Utah terrain, part of a vast underground network. This was serious caving territory for experienced explorers with proper equipment only. Their plan was simple and routine: rig ropes and survey the cave dimensions. Doug Zettis was chosen to make the descent into the sinkhole. The team carefully rigged their rope system and checked all safety equipment. Everything looked perfect as Zettis began his descent into the cave. He rappelled down smoothly according to plan at first, but as Zettis continued down, something became terrifyingly apparent. The rope wasn't long enough to reach the cave floor. When he reached the end, he was dangling 40 feet above the bottom. He was stranded in the most dangerous position possible. Too far down to climb back up easily and too far to safely drop. Zettis needed to use his ascenders to climb back up the rope. Ascenders are mechanical devices that grip rope and allow climbers to walk up vertically. But as Zettis tried to use his ascenders, he ran into a deadly problem. The cave was covered in thick, cold, clinging mud everywhere. As he had rappelled down, the rope dragged through this mud. The entire length of rope was now coated with thick, clay-like substance. When Zettis tried to use his ascenders, the mud clogged the mechanisms. The devices couldn't grip the slick, mud-covered rope surface. Instead of locking in place, the ascenders kept slipping down. The cold mud was covering him and soaking through his clothing. Underground caves maintained constant cool temperatures around 50 degrees. Being covered in cold, wet mud was rapidly sapping his body heat. Hypothermia was becoming a real and immediate threat to his life. Zettis tried desperately to clean mud out of his ascenders while hanging. Working with frozen fingers in complete darkness was nearly impossible. Every time he cleared some mud, the ascenders would slip again. The psychological pressure was overwhelming for the experienced rescuer. Finally, Zettis called up to his teammates explaining his dire situation. His ascenders had failed and he needed immediate assistance to survive. The 3 men at the top understood the gravity immediately. This wasn't minor equipment failure, but a life-threatening emergency. Mulder, Gurney, and Hobbs quickly rigged a haul system with pulleys. This would allow them to physically pull Zettis back up the rope. Hauling a full-grown man up 40 feet requires significant mechanical advantage. One mistake could send Zettis plummeting to certain death below. They had to pull a few feet at a time and reset their grip. All the while, Zettis hung in darkness, fighting hypothermia. The same mud made the entire rope system slippery and unpredictable. Inch by agonizing inch, they pulled him back toward the surface. The haul system strained under the load in a race against time. After what felt like eternity, Zettis finally reached the top safely.
Oh, yeah, that's... Oh, it could have gone worse. It really could have gone worse, really. You need to turn Palpatine to the light. Ooh.
What if Anakin turned Palpatine back to the light? In Revenge of the Sith, Chancellor Palpatine reveals himself as the Sith Lord to Anakin, and the Chosen One submits himself to the dark side of the Force, becoming Darth Vader. They ruled together for over 20 years and caused nothing but pain and suffering. But what if...
Ooh. What if, Come on. Load, please.
this wasn't the case? And what if, during Revenge of the Sith, Anakin actually turned Palpatine back to the light? How would that change the Star Wars timeline we all know and love today? Let's start today's story in the Chancellor's office. Anakin has arrived to inform Palpatine that Obi-Wan has engaged General Grievous. Their conversation starts out as normal, both hoping that the war will be over soon. But as they walk into Palpatine's foyer, it gets sinister. Palpatine declares that the Jedi are dogmatic, and that only if he joins the dark side can he save Padme. He reveals himself as Darth Sidious. Just like in Revenge of the Sith,
Mm.
Anakin was shocked. Palpatine was the Sith Lord? How is that even possible? This is the man who has led the Republic for over a decade. The man who has been a mentor to him ever since he arrived on Coruscant. But he was evil all along? It didn't make any sense. Anakin's mind was racing. His first reaction was anger, but then he was confused. He asked Palpatine why. Why did he hate the Jedi so much? Why did he give his whole life to destroy them? They went back and forth, Palpatine speaking with pride and bitterness, while Anakin pressed deeper. Then Anakin asked a question that made Palpatine pause. Did he ever think about his parents, or brothers or sisters, or what his family would think of what he has become? Palpatine froze on the spot. He hadn't thought about his family in over 40 years. Palpatine's face contorted into rage. The mention of his family shot him over the cliff, and he ignited his lightsaber and lunged at Anakin. But his strikes were clumsy and reckless, nothing like the careful Sith Lord who has ruled over the Republic for a decade. Anakin blocked Palpatine's strikes until the Sith Lord made a move that was clearly done out of shock. He threw his hands forward, causing Anakin to catch it and disarm Palpatine to the floor. Emotion poured out of the Sith. He said he murdered his family when he was a teenager, that he had to prove himself to his master, that his family screamed as he committed the greatest massacre that House Palpatine had ever seen. Anakin was shocked. Everyone in the Senate knew that Palpatine's family was destroyed when he was a kid, but no one suspected it was him to do it. The Chosen One actually felt sympathy for him in this moment, and said that he didn't choose this path. Another person forced it on him, but it's not too late to come back. They spoke more, this time Anakin telling him there's more to life than hate and power, that he had been conditioned from youth to hate the Jedi, and that his family wouldn't want this for him. Anakin spoke like a true Jedi Master, expressing the most Jedi traits perhaps he ever had. He didn't pause for a moment to think about Padme, about her pregnancy. He was thinking about Palpatine, and how to bring him back to the light. Slowly the wall began to break, and Palpatine bowed his head in shame. It is important to note here that in reality, turning Palpatine back to the light would be almost impossible and take much longer. But for the sake of the story, he surrenders to the dark side and returns to the light in this moment. From here, Anakin takes Palpatine to the Jedi Council. Anakin explains to the Council that Palpatine was the Sith Lord in control of the war, but he just turned him back to the light side of the Force. The entire Council's immediate reaction in unison was standing and igniting their lightsabers. None of them could believe it and took Palpatine as a threat. They all suspected that he was working with the Sith or knew who the Great Master was, but no one stopped to contemplate the idea that it could have actually been him. Palpatine told the Council to sit, that he isn't the man he used to be. He is redeemed. Every Council member began speaking, each trying to get their say in for what should happen to him. 𝙂𝙚𝙣𝙚 wanted him imprisoned, Oppa Rancisis considered execution, and Plo Koon demanded proof. Palpatine was admittedly embarrassed. This was quite an awkward confrontation for him. Windu was seething in anger, and he forced himself to remain quiet so that he could temper his emotions. Halfway through the council meeting, Obi-Wan's hologram appears in his council seat as he checks in from Utapau. The entire council stops and looks at him as he says that he has killed General Grievous. Everyone sighed in relief, but then he was caught up to speed on the Palpatine situation. He asked why everyone was brooding. This meant that Dooku, Sidious, and Grievous were destroyed. The horrors of the Clone Wars were now over. This was the first moment any of them realized that they had done it. They had won the Clone Wars. From here, Palpatine is directed into the Republic court system, where the Jedi Council took an extremely close position during his trial. They advised the courts with their expertise on how to best deal with him. It was decided that Palpatine will have a 10-year non-negotiable sentence to atone for his crimes, and after those 10 years the council will hold a trial to see whether Palpatine has fully returned to the light or not. This will be done by placing Palpatine in situations to see how he acts before returning to functioning society. Palpatine is stripped of the Chancellor's office and sent to the most maximum security prison on Coruscant. Palpatine accepts this as penance, agreeing that he must atone for his crimes. The dark days for the Republic were finally over. Meanwhile, Padme successfully gives birth to Luke and Leia, surviving without complication. Anakin is overwhelmed with joy, holding his children for the the first time as a sense of peace washes over him. For the first time in months, he feels complete. He isn't consumed by the fear for his family's safety or the stresses of war. He is just content
Aww.
and happy with his new life. Hey guys, make sure to check out 𝙂𝙚𝙣𝙚 to maintain political stability. Outwardly, he projects loyalty to the Republic and the Jedi, but behind closed doors, his ambitions stir. Late at night, Master 𝙂𝙚 meets in secret with 𝙂𝙚, Palpatine's enigmatic aide and longtime confidant. They conspire to continue their master's vision. Both are true believers in the Sith's ideology and
Oh
view
no.
redemption as a betrayal. They agree that the Jedi remain the greatest obstacle to power and that they must eliminate them if their plans are to succeed. They began laying the groundwork. A few days later, Anakin visits Palpatine in his prison cell. His cell is a quiet, secure room locked in the far most secure part of the Republic's prison. The cell walls make it so that his Force powers are completely muted so that he can't use the Force at all. No levitation, no sensing, nothing. He has been completely cut off. Palpatine looks older now, almost tired, like the weight of everything he has done has finally caught up with him. Anakin sits across from him, unsure how to start. For a moment, neither of them speak. Then Palpatine breaks the silence, saying that he has been thinking a lot about fear. He admits that fear has controlled his entire life. It drove him to the dark side, to seize power, to destroy everything that he couldn't control. Anakin listens carefully, surprised to hear such honesty from him. Palpatine says that fear makes people make terrible choices, and that his greatest mistake was believing control could ever bring peace. Anakin tells him that he understands fear too, that it almost destroyed him as well. The two talk for a long time, not as Sith and Jedi, but as two people who have made bad choices and are trying to understand them. Palpatine tells Anakin that compassion is stronger than control, and that if Anakin wants to protect those he loves, he must trust in compassion instead of fear. As their conversation draws to an end, Palpatine suddenly looks serious. He tells Anakin there is something he must know. He reveals the existence of Order 66, a secret command built into the clones to destroy the Jedi if activated. He admits he created it with his master and Dooku, but that he also told Master 𝙂𝙚 and 𝙂𝙚, and only they know the full details now. Anakin is horrified. He realizes both of them are in power. If they decide to use Order 66, everything the Jedi fought for could be destroyed. Anakin leaves and rushes back to the Jedi temple, bursting into the council chambers as he calls an emergency meeting. Anakin explains everything he learned from Palpatine, telling them about Order 66 and how Master 𝙂𝙚 and 𝙂𝙚 now control it. The council listens in shock. Some can't believe the clones, their allies through the war, could be turned against them. Others know the Republic has grown suspicious of the Jedi and fear the worst. Mace Windu demands to know if Anakin is certain, and Anakin swears he heard it directly from Palpatine. Yoda urges him and warns against acting rashly. Plo Koon wants to contact clone commanders immediately to stop the order. Ki-Adi-Mundi argues that the Senate must be informed before anything else happens. As they debate, the room suddenly goes quiet as a live broadcast begins to play. It is coming from the Senate. Master 𝙂𝙚 stands in the center of the chamber as Chancellor, his voice booming through the temple speakers. He declares that the Jedi have betrayed the Republic, that they framed Chancellor Palpatine as evil to seize power for themselves. He claims they turned down their allies and they must be stopped. The Senate roars with anger and fear. Almost every senator in the arena loved Palpatine. They stood by him for over a decade, and none of them could actually believe that he had been manipulating and playing them like fools. In reality, for them to accept that Palpatine was evil and began the Clone Wars was as much a bad representation and look for the senators personally as it was for Palpatine. It's also important to note that the Senate has grown tired of the Jedi, who they believed had become soldiers rather than peacekeepers, and so they cheer for Master 𝙂𝙚's speech. Then Master 𝙂𝙚 looks straight into the camera and announces that the clone army will deal with the Jedi immediately. He raises his hand and gives the command. At that moment, every clone commander across the galaxy receives the same message: execute Order 66. The Jedi Council stares at the screen in shock as the nightmare begins. Chaos erupts almost immediately. Sirens blare across the Jedi Temple as gunships roar through the
Oh
Coruscant sky.
shit.
Thousands of clone troopers land at the temple steps. Blaster fire fills the air as the first wave charges forward. Jedi rush into the entrances, igniting their lightsabers as the battle begins. The temple courtyards become a war zone. Dozens of Jedi fight side by side, deflecting blaster bolts and striking down troopers as fast as they can. The council joins the fight too. Mace Windu leads a group of masters at the front steps, moving like a blur as he cuts through wave after wave of clones. Yoda leaps across the battlefield, spinning through the air and knocking troopers off their feet. Plo Koon commands squads of knights, organizing their defenses to hold the main gates. Anakin rushes to defend the temple. He has more to fight for now than he did during the Clone Wars. Now he has children, and he must ensure that he gets home safe for them. The fighting is brutal. Clones use heavy cannons and explosives to try and breach the temple walls, while the Jedi fight with everything they have to push them back. Meanwhile, at the Coruscant prison, chaos spreads there too. Clone troopers arrive and open fire on the Jedi guards stationed outside Palpatine's cell. The guards fight back fiercely, but in the middle of the crossfire, a stray explosive hits the wall of Palpatine's cell. The blast blows the door wide open. Alarms ring throughout the prison as Palpatine steps out into the smoke. No one notices him slip away in the confusion. He disappears into the shadows of Coruscant, vanishing into space, leaving everything behind. Back at the temple, the battle rages for hours. The clones push forward again and again, but the Jedi refuse to give up. Ki-Adi-Mundi leads a counterattack through the Jedi archives, driving the troopers back down the halls. Shakti fights in the training rooms, cutting down squads of clones. The Masters work together, moving as one, using their bond through the Force to outsmart and outfight the overwhelming numbers. Slowly the tide begins to turn. In this timeline, the combined force of having the Council on Coruscant and Sith split across the galaxy on planets like Utapau, Kashyyyk, Neimoidia, and 𝙂𝙚. By the time the sun begins to rise over Coruscant, the last wave of clones is finally defeated. The temple has been almost completely destroyed, and over 9,000 Jedi were killed across the galaxy. But they aren't extinct. They have survived the night, but they all know that this is only the beginning. Mace Amida has made his move, and Palpatine has vanished into the galaxy. The Clone Wars is over, but a new war has just begun. In the days that follow, the Jedi move quickly. Strike teams are sent to capture Mace Amida and Sly Moore before they can escape. Soon after, the Jedi present their evidence to the entire Senate. They show recordings of Palpatine openly confessing to being Darth Sidious, data from Kamino proving the existence of inhibitor chips inside the clones, and a recording of Anakin's prison conversation with Palpatine, where he revealed Order 66. The evidence is undeniable. One by one, senators who had supported Mace Amida fall silent, forced to face the truth. The Jedi were innocent. Palpatine was the Sith Lord. Mace Amida and Sly Moore continued his plan for power. Both are found guilty and sentenced to life in prison. Palpatine is declared a fugitive, and despite several efforts, he is never seen again. A few months later, a new election was held to choose the next Supreme Chancellor. After long debates and many candidates stepping forward, Bail Organa is elected. The galaxy slowly begins to rebuild in the chaos of war. With Palpatine gone, the threat of the Sith is over, and the Republic can finally breathe again.
Honestly, that's an interesting story, but also, yeah, I wouldn't expect Palpatine to get brought back to light. But yeah, that's pretty much gonna be it for the stream. Anyways, thank you everyone for joining today's stream. My name is Brandon Blitz. I'm a Friday streamer. I stream lots of video game chat suggestions, so I draw art, do coding, and hopefully sooner or later I'll be doing 3D modeling for everyone here. With that being said, I can't get going on Blitzies. Bye bye, Matane.